right? If you're doing what everyone's going to do, you're going to end up where everyone else is at. If you want to be a little bit different, separate yourself from the pack, you've got to be doing something differently than the rest of the pack is doing. Why would that not make sense? But we have a hard time acknowledging that sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I would bet you'd be extremely comfortable. You probably even are selling yourself short. Like, I think that's crucial for the big moments. Like, the thing that I take from that is you have these routines, and maybe if you didn't do your routine on just a typical match one time, you'd still be fine. But the fact that you do it every single match, now you have something that you can trust when there's something that's big, right? You got a big event, instead of being a deer in the headlights, you have a plan and something that is set in place that can now keep you controlled and keep you just mentally and locked in your space. I think that's huge to being comfortable before that would start. I think from just speaking from my own experience, the things I would say to myself and think before I'm up to bat, again, like whether it's a game against the team across the street that we know we're going to crush 20-0, or a big showcase event where I got pro scouts watching me play, it's the same thought. But I'm not going to create that routine out of thin air if I didn't already instill it in that routine game where I was playing the team across the street. Does that make sense? So like these proactive things you need to do too are way more important than you realize, right? Because they're going to now, it's something you can fall back on when you have a big moment where you need to grab something to keep you in control, to keep you locked in, keep you in your space. So thanks for sharing that. I think that was really good. Here's what you guys should all be doing. Let's just get right to it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay? And again, you can just watch now and do this later. You can do it now if you want. I don't really care. Okay? Whenever you wake up, let's just say you wake up. Okay, so 8 a.m. your day starts. I'm probably not going to have enough space all the way down, so I'll just abbreviate it. And then we got 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, this is all PM. Okay, so you have this. This is everything. This is your life. Like, this is everything you've got, right? Your days and your times. Before you fill out any of this, we have a sidebar somewhere. Okay. These are your tasks. Okay, so don't just start filling out things in here. Okay, these are the things you need to do throughout the week, or that you want to do. Okay. And so for you, being a college athlete, first start with the obvious. Start with the things that are already set in place: your school schedule and your sports schedule. So I'll just put it to do this quickly. Let's just say you have a workout here, an 8 a.m. workout with your team. Then Tuesday you got to meet here at 12. Maybe that takes longer. Like it takes 4 hours, right? Travel time, whatever. Let's just say I study some things that I need to know, right? And so that's a proactive task. I don't need that right now, today or tomorrow or next week, but I know I'm going to need it throughout time now, and I might not know when it is that I need it the most, and so I'm preparing for when that moment's going to come, right? And so, again, just for me, it's this. For you, what are your not only hobbies, but passions and things that you want to get better at, and things that maybe you can see yourself making a career out of, right? Are you filling those things in here? Right, we'll just make a circle for that, right? So even if you're just doing it 3 times a week for an hour or 2, it's only this out of this. It's like 1% or 2. That's what took me a long time to figure out. It's probably hitting home for you guys too. It is not that much time to add in these things. If you can get up at a reasonable hour, if you can go to bed at a reasonable hour, you guys don't need, you guys know this, you don't need any more than 8 hours of sleep, and you're probably fine with, I'm fine with even like 7 sometimes. But when we're sleeping in and sleeping 10 hours a day routinely, routinely, you're creating a habit that's just going to happen more and more each day without you even thinking about it. Your body is programming itself now to do that, right? And so again, if you go full on board with this right away, you'll quit it in 3 days. So you can't go from like, I sleep 8 hours, no, I only sleep 6 hours a day, and I get up this much earlier, and like this is not going to last. You have to chip away at it, little piece by piece. That is the most sustainable way to do it. Right? Like getting up 15 minutes earlier than what you're used to doing. Do that for like a week, and then maybe 15 minutes earlier than that for another week or something like that. That is something that's sustainable. And this is where it's awesome. The amount of free time that I also have, it's actually doubled in both areas, just because I'm way more efficient. Right? I'm not sitting around the kitchen just doing nothing for 30 minutes and thinking about what I could do. So that takes time too. Right? How much time do we waste thinking about what it is we have to do? You do this, you plug and play, right? Now you already have everything set up. Just follow the schedule that you've created for yourself, yeah?
Do you ever have stuff come up like midweek that kind of throws off your schedule?
Yeah, so what you do is you adjust, right? Last time I checked, those pencils have erasers on them, right? And your computer has that delete button too. So whenever you have this on, oh, something pops up, can't do this here, right? Because now this popped up here, so I'll just shift that over to here. So yes, you are moving these things around. It's like a puzzle piece, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, you're moving things around along the way. But if you start with this, moving the stuff's easy. When you try to move stuff and the stuff was never put into place in the beginning, that's when we just feel so overwhelmed in our life because we have no organization. You've got to be able, at least to some simple level, have some organization in what you're doing in your life. Because it all relates back to the clarity here, having clear thoughts. When you have a clear thought of what it is, man, you just feel a lot better. And the stress levels immediately go down, okay, because you understand, right? I'm the most stressed, and I think a lot of us are, when I'm confused about what it is, right? When I don't understand it, that's when I'm the most stressed. If there's something that's really, really hard, but I understand it, I'm not as stressed. I know it's going to be tough, and I got to get through it, but I'm not stressed because I have an understanding and a sense of clarity about it. So I think that's huge. So I encourage all of you guys to just try this out. Do things that are proactive, not things that are so mandatory, to really get you to the next level. Okay? Because we all have to do the mandatories, otherwise we're in big trouble. You have to show up to class, you have to go to your games. Those things are non-negotiable, right? But are you doing the proactive things that can now get you to where you want to be, that aren't mandatory? I think that's where, like, anybody who's like done something really good in their career or in their sport, they've all done these proactive things that are extra and different and unique compared to what the rest of the pack is doing. Because, I mean, in my mind, that's basic math, right? If you're doing what everyone's going to do, you're going to end up where everyone else is at. If you want to be a little bit different, separate yourself from the pack, you've got to be doing something differently than the rest of the pack is doing. But why would that not make sense? But we have a hard time acknowledging that sometimes.